tourism. It's always been a big boon for any city.
Yeah.
How can Brandon improve in that area?
I talk to, again, I don't always have the ideas, so I talk to people. There's different things that I've talked to with the golf community all around the region. Packaging stuff. Let's face facts, riding mountain is an asset. So we got to kind of connect ourselves better to that kind of stuff, bring us in. Our region is an asset. That sort of that more eco-type tourism, like we don't capitalize on the Brandon Hills, which people love those kind of things.
That's right.
The riverbank, I think, has lots of potential to do more for. And when I say tourism, I'm not thinking somebody in Denmark saying, geez, we should go to Brandon. But even if you had people that were driving through, or people that were coming by, or people that were visiting for an event, because we are an event city. More than a tourist destination, we're an event city. Or if you have family, friends visiting you, where do they go and what do they do? They say, I was in Brandon. And the riverbank, they got the Peter Squawski Sculpture Garden that's getting going there. Slow as can be, but it's going to happen. That kind of stuff gets really impressive. There's a lot of our indigenous stuff that we're sort of owning. People can go around and take pictures of different things and say, I was in Brandon, this is what they have. Because that's always my litmus test, is if I had a friend visiting and I had to go to work, where do they go and what do they do? Say they were in Brandon.
Yeah. That's, while you're here for an event, what amenities, can you enjoy, like case in point, around the taping of this interview, Tournament of Champions. You've got 80 teams, coaches, families, players from outside of the region coming in. Besides coming from their hotel to going down to breakfast and then to the arena to catch their son or daughter play, there's maybe 12 hours, 20 hours in between games. What are they going to do? So that's good. We need to bolster those things. Give people more reasons to come in, and that'll help tourism in the long run. For sure.
And even, and that's where a bit more of that marketing of our music and our arts and all that, so that people know that they can take part in that. Another one based on the hockey tournaments that someone had told me that one of the things that when the hockey tournaments and that come and different big groups come, one of the things they like externally is if you're going to Brandon, get their local pizzas. We don't even think of that.
Yeah.
But for people outside, they kind of think Brandon has this bizarre, unique local pizza gig, and we know who all these sort of local pizza guys are, and they're awesome. And people from outside are like, if you're going there, you got to get that. It's kind of neat.
You can get a good pie in this town, that's for sure. Couple quick ones and we're done here, Jeff. Again, thanks for doing this and kicking off this series on Westman Zone. A wonderful Q&A session that you've afforded us today, so thank you for that. What positive trend in Brandon within the last 5 years are you most proud of?
I think without question it would be the relationship we've been forging with the Indigenous community. When I got onto council 12 years ago, we'd come out of a couple of plebiscites that they didn't sit well in the greater Indigenous community with Grand Chiefs and all that kind of thing. Brandon sort of, and at the time there, it was about 30% of our population was Indigenous in the schools. And I thought, if this is our residents, these are people in our city, and we want them graduating, not disenfranchised, but owning it and being part of it, and this is our population. This is what do we want Brandon to be like. And our Brandon Urban Aboriginal Peoples Council, I was on there from the conception, and it took time to grow. Brandon School Division, the university, MMF, the Friendship Center, everybody working together, creating trust relationships, getting national recognition on what we do for truth and reconciliation during the week, and just continuing to build on that and empowering people that live here. I was down at the riverbank, and we have just a little space in there that has Indigenous lessons on it, and that you can just sit in there. And I always am out running, so I was out for a run. And I kind of stopped in there for a second. There was a lady, Indigenous lady, and her daughters, and they were reading it, and they were in Brandon. They were reading these things, and they belonged here. And I thought, good, you do belong here. We're all part of this thing. So make what you can in this city, and that's our goal. So that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of.
Wherever you are, is always as good as you make it.
Yeah. But we can help,
Well,
you know.
you're always a helpful guy.
Yeah.
Last one. So you've been counselor, well, you were city councilor for 12 years. You're in Q1 of your first year of your first term of being mayor. Do you aspire anything beyond civic politics?
Like politically?
Politically?
No.
No? Oh, that was it. Okay, we're done. Thanks for the, you don't want to expand on that at all?
I don't think so.
Not at this point. Can I ask you that question again?
I guess
after-
you have to, because I didn't aspire for mayor.
That's right.
So,
You heard it here
but you know, I really value my time with my wife, and I know the sacrifice that people have to make in these other, like, I love municipal politics. I don't actually even, like, the partisan politics, as a municipal politician, I have to work around that. And I just, it seems like it would be frustrating to work in. So I like municipal politics.
All right. Jeff Fawcett, thank you so much. Up
Thank you,
close and
Frank.
personal with Brandon's new mayor, His Worship Jeff Fawcett, here on Westman Zone, with an in-depth Q&A session that you will see many more of on the Westman Zone.